Hey guys, my name's Alex Barham, and today we're going to talk about sponsorship in Whitewater. Now, a lot of people think they understand sponsorship, and it goes something along the lines of if you have enough followers on Facebook and Instagram and you produce enough shaky GoPro footage that you somehow garner billboard advertising space, that every manufacturer should line up and give you free stuff and give you airplane tickets, and you should be the next rock star. And there are certainly enough people out there who are, subscribing to that. They've got an athlete page with 10 followers, and they're just chipping away at the dream. I think part of the reason that exists is because once you are a sponsored athlete, you feel pressure not to rock the boat because you don't want to screw up a good thing that you've got going. And I certainly feel that pressure, but I feel like now is a good time to talk about it. The whole world seems to be talking about the Fire Festival, which if you haven't heard of it, Google it, FYRE. It was this massive thing which wound up imploding and ripping a lot of people off, that only got so big because of what kayakers think sponsorship is, which is influencer marketing. In the grand scheme of things, I think we all understand that sponsorship is out there to be an extension of marketing. It comes out of a marketing budget, right? And the idea is to get influence in the industry, and cashing in that influence in the form of increasing sales. And under that blanket, we kind of see three different grades or avenues, which some people seem to understand and some people don't. So there's the pro deal, where this can be as small as like a 10% discount card handed to you at a booth at a festival to something larger. And this is something that's typically, raft guides, local influencing paddlers, something like that. The idea being that for the manufacturer, it's a very low investment. Maybe they're only trading part of their revenue on a product, or just not making revenue on that product to get it out and get some visibility. The next level that you would see would be kind of an ambassador level, where you have more of a regional or national level figure who is being invested in truly. They're getting free product, or they're getting a small pittance for their work. And they're worth actually investing in because they reach a much larger audience, they have a bigger impact on the community, and so forth. And the last level is what everyone wants to be, which is a pro paddler. I think the thing that people just don't understand about being a pro paddler is that to get paid to live the dream, first of all, there's no one out there anymore that's living the 90s lifestyle. But even if you were, you're going to be a fraction, 0.010001 of a percent of the paddling population, which means you're the absolute pinnacle of awesome. And that really, it's not free, right? Like, you're going to have to be producing elite content because you're an elite athlete. You're going to be helping design boats. You're going to get flown around to trade shows that maybe there aren't any paddling at. The idea that you're going to paddle every single day on someone else's dime doesn't really exist. But even if it did, if you've been around guys who are pushing their bodies in anything that hard, you know that really there's a lot of side hustle and training and recovering and all that stuff. So that part of the dream doesn't work out. But what I really wanted to talk about is that Let's imagine that. Let's put kayaking to the side. Let's imagine that you want to be a world-class baseball player. You want to play for the Yankees or the Red Sox. Your goal might be to make the team and live the dream. And that might be as far as it goes. But there's two things that you really have to think about. They play how many games a year? It's crazy, right? And your body has to survive that the whole way through. And you have to perform to a certain level. And that gets to the second thing. The second thing is the team doesn't care if you make the team. The team cares that you bring something that furthers the team's agenda. So a lot of people that you see who have this Instagram follower-based understanding or misunderstanding of sponsorship, they think that once they get this pro deal, that now their responsibility is to trash every other manufacturer's stuff and to just produce content for the sake of producing content that has their sponsor's logo all over it. And then it's basically done. They do that a couple times a year, cash it in around the holidays, do a highlight reel, and it's done. And depending on the level at which you're at, that might be true. Might be totally legitimate. But if you're someone who's aspiring to go higher and higher, then you should realize that that's not enough. And if it was me in the industry, I wish that it wasn't enough. I mean, I'm sitting here, there's a computer in front of me. This is my 9-to-5 office. We're in my office. That right there, that's what starts at 4:01 in the evening. You should expect that just because your stuff comes in the mail, and it does for me, I'm very privileged to be in that position, you're still earning that. That free stuff, if you're lucky enough to get it, is not, a golden carpet ride to cash in on and have forever. It's something where you're being invested in and you are producing. So there are a lot of ways to do that. We've talked about media. I write articles, blogs, whatever, cut these videos. I'm obviously still learning how to do it. And I put on festivals and races and all that stuff. And honestly, I think that if this is something that you aspire to be doing, you aspire to be on these teams, you should expect that there is some sort of payback to the community. And I would hope that if there is a manufacturer watching this, that is the standard that everyone would be held to. Because at the end of the day, the idea is that it should be, at least in my mind, that we should all grow the pie together. We should grow the sport together rather than nitpicking and saying, oh, you shouldn't wear that, the cool kids wear this, and effectively fighting for larger slices of a decreasing pie. But that's just my thoughts in a nutshell, and hopefully you at least learned what sponsorship even is. And if you are going for sponsorship, don't let me discourage you. Let me encourage you. Let me encourage you to work harder. Train. Be better at every facet of the sport, not just kayaking, but the training, the fitness, the videography, the community aspect. Be a better paddler on and off the water. And just realize that, most sponsor paddlers, even the boys over at Send, they do real work. Like Adrian's pretty open about the fact that he works construction for a couple months now and again to be able to be off for a couple months. I've got a 9-to-5. I work on my career and I boat as much as I can. That's why I'm a regional paddler that a lot of guys might not have even heard of. It doesn't mean I don't give it my all, and it doesn't mean that I'm wholly unappreciated. There has to be balance in life, and that's kind of the theme here. Everything in balance. So, have a good one. If you have any questions, just leave a little comment.